There we go. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all having a good day. I'm gonna turn on something very fast on my end here. Let's move this up a little bit. There we go. And I'm gonna turn, there we go. There we go, okay. Should work out. So everybody, let's go over here very fast. Hope you guys are all having a good morning. I know I'm a little bit late, sorry about that. I did not have a good awakening. I have CNBC on. We're about to hear inflation data in about 15 minutes time. We're going to see if the market really wants to crash or pop off of this news. It's going to be pretty interesting because I think it's more of an expectations game. Loki says hello everybody. I feel like it's more of an expectations game than rather if the inflation is really going down by a lot or going up by a lot. So we'll have to check that out here. So let's hop right into it, everybody. Let's go over here to Bitcoin. And this is the hour chart just so you guys can see what's been happening over the last few minutes. Sorry guys, Loki wants to have a little bit of head rubs, I guess you would say. I feel like he's gonna jump on me again. Yeah, so say hi to Loki. I'll give him a treat very fast. But basically, Bitcoin's taken a dip over the last few minutes. Loki, come here. One treat. One treat. There you go. Come on. There you go. Let's go over here back to Bitcoin. You don't get no more treats, not for now. All right, so you see Bitcoin has dropped over the past few hours. My stop loss almost hit. You guys know I moved my stop loss up from the lows down here of like 17,600 all the way up back up to the my opening price of 18,500, and we came pretty close. We came within $85 of that strike price, or that not strike price, excuse me, that stop loss there. So I was holding my breath this morning when I was watching this, when I had my phone on alerts. So let me go over to the 15-minute. You can see we're making our way back up a little bit, and we're basically just waiting for the CPI data. I have CNBC, like I told you guys, ready to go right here. You guys will see it when it actually comes up, and I'll put the music on and turn the music off and put the audio for CNBC on, okay? But for now, we still have a few minutes left. I want to see what they have to say. The big news seems to be today, everybody, is that England, it's been reported, I guess, by Sky News that actually, let me go over here, CNBC. Let's see if we can find it for us. Well, this might just help us out a little bit. So, yeah, stock futures rallied in early trading before a key inflation report as gains in the British pound eased concerns about a potential financial market crisis in the UK that has plagued markets in the past 1 month. And basically, Sky News has been saying that the government is trying to find a way to reverse the tax cuts, which were thereby, you know, that's the big reason that the pound really crashed, right? So that's giving some strength to the pound, weakening the dollar just a little bit, and they're hoping that that weaker dollar can somehow lead to more assets being in a risk on mentality, if that makes sense. So if we go back over here to the dollar chart, you can see week over week, we've just been going higher and higher and higher. If I zoom out, you can kind of see that normal pattern that we've been watching, which is just breaking out above this resistance level over here. Right, and then on top of that, we're aiming for right now, at least the dollar is headed still to this 121 level. We're kind of almost there. And I don't think we have any more as far as let's see if I can put one on here. Yeah, stop there. We really don't have any more as far as Fibonacci extensions, how much further we can go. So I probably have to change that up now. Let's go over here to this low, probably still. Is this one more accurate? Stop right there, stop right there, stop right there. Oh yeah, so we have to move back up towards 261. What is that? The $114 level. That's our next level of resistance as far as the dollar is concerned. Then after that, we actually jump all the way up here to $122, which is actually above the highs we experienced in 2001. And that takes us back over to, you know, the territory in the 80s when I wasn't even alive. So, you know, we're getting closer and closer to this level. But if we can find some way to reverse, you know, which is still unlikely, I would say at this point, because we are still doing rate hikes, at least for now. It depends on this inflation report, I guess you could say. You're going to see that we're closer to the peak than we are the bottom here. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer, which means this bear market, it should be getting over here in the next few months. This is a weekly chart, so it does take time for us to eventually, move on. But, let's go back to the monthly chart very fast. We've been on a pure rocket ship here, and that next level of resistance, if we can actually close above the 114 level, is really going to be up here around 122, which would just be, I would say it would just be a nightmare, I would say. Let's see. Okay. And then I'm also watching the NASDAQ, probably put the NASDAQ on the 5-minute chart, and I'm watching the SPY. I also have the Dow on like standby, if you will, but usually I pay more attention to the NASDAQ and more attention to the SPY here during these events. And let's see. Nope. Okay, should be good. Oh, and some news that I was surprised about, but I got into a special event. I'm gonna be going to Las Vegas in a couple weeks out of nowhere. There was this event called Money 2020. Yeah, here it is. So it's basically a massive fintech convention. I got access to go to this event through a press pass, if you will. And basically there's a whole bunch of people going to be going to this event. So I will be talking to a whole bunch of people, including CEOs of major companies, which is going to be really sweet. Let me see if I can find it very fast. Up on this very fast. There you go. The lovely lady I was talking to that works for the event, Jasmine. So she said basically this is what I have access to. As press, you have access to press lounge on level 1, room 101. So I got a nice little room to myself, or room with other CNBC people, Fox Business people. I'm gonna be taking pictures with him. And then it says you are free to roam around as you like. You will have access to stages, the official Money 2020 Money Pot podcast, where you can take advantage of filming space to create content, and access to CEOs and speakers for interviews. All right. So what do you call it? If I see some people back there, I will be very happy to talk with them. It'll be very short questions and things like that. But I will be doing a post later on this week, and that post will actually be asking you guys, what if I meet like somebody that's, a CEO or somebody that's really high up in the business market, I'm going to start asking them questions, and I want to know what you guys want me to ask. This may be something as, what can Gen Zers do to build wealth in this kind of ever-changing economy? Or what do you think about crypto? What do you think about Web3? What do you think about NFTs? About whatever. But I will have a list of questions I'm going to go around and ask certain people around the convention. And some of these people are just going to be people that work for companies. Others are going to be big dogs in the companies if I can actually get access to them, because the first going to be wanting to go to the CNBC and Fox Business, not just me who's going to be in a suit. I'm going to be in a suit, but not nearly as posh, I would say, as with all the filming equipment. But I want to see if I can no. Yeah, so here are some of the people that are going to actually be at the event. So this is a pretty big event. So I'm going to try to talk to people from Acorns, Vanguard, Stash, Robinhood, Wealthfront, Dollar General, eBay, Walmart, Target, Home Depot. I mean, like at all. I just want to see what these people think. TD Ameritrade, the banks are going to be there. Shopify, Amazon Pay, Ripple, Coinbase. I want to talk about Ripple. What do you guys think about the lawsuit? All types of stuff. So I got access to this event, which is kind of hard because honestly, like if you wanted to buy a pass, like literally, I'm not a startup, and I'm not a startup, but also I can't get these cheaper rates. I would have had to pay $3,700 a ticket to get in here. So, I'm happy I'm able to get in here and cover some press activities going on, ask a bunch of questions. I will do a bunch of networking for you guys and for myself, of course. So you guys will, if you guys really want to hear what some of these big business gurus think, or just the business leaders, from all these other companies, give me a couple questions to ask them. Again, it'll be more of, I would say, something I can ask them within 10 to 15 seconds and have like a 10 to 15 second answer. But I'm going to be answering these guys a lot of questions. So I'm planning my trip to Vegas right now. So that'll be fun. I'm looking for a hotel at the moment. Everything's really booked out. I normally stay at the Venetian, and the Venetian is not good. Let's see. I'm looking at breaking news. Okay, they're still talking about the scaled back UK tax plan. So nothing yet as far as the CPI data. That comes out in about 5 minutes though. And hello, Will Scratcher, you're clearly early today. Yes, I am. I was actually drinking beer up until like 9 o'clock last night up in Seattle. I don't know if I have pictures of that. I can show you maybe. Here, I got you. Let me see. Web Telegram. There's probably a picture of me somewhere in here. There's a picture of me. See? You got, yeah, there you go. Right there at Seattle, hanging out with the NFT community around here. Pretty chill group of people. Really nice. There's me right there with a couple other friends. And I have more pictures, but I think they're just on my, oh, there's me mingling, I guess. But yeah, so it was a really good event. I enjoyed it. We basically just mingled, talked crypto, talked about all the businesses out there. And I'm making, you know, deals with clients and stuff like that as far as this new marketing thing I'm trying to do, which is pretty nice because it's getting me, like, I'm getting access to a lot of cool people. And like a lot of these people are just really interesting. You know, I'm still new to this NFT space, Web3 space. I know how to market, I guess, for them a little bit, but still trying to get to the core understanding of what each company is trying to do. Some of these companies are trying to do some really big things. So, you know, I'm hoping I can help them do a little bit of marketing, get access to people that they don't have access to themselves, and, you know, do well off of it. And hey, I'm Broke, happy to see you back. Hey, Brown. Hey, Sanji, excuse me. What's right here? And hey, Bideford, good morning, Strong Millionaire. Hey, Loki, he's laying down on my feet, sleeping now. And hey, Super, hey, Low Boy, hope you guys doing well. Puma, Tanya, Trev, happy to see you back, my man. Kenny G, and Sprinkles, yeah. Are the donuts filled? They can be filled. They can be filled if you want them to be. So can the churros, although I don't like filled churros myself. They feel weird. They're weird to me. And hey, one Tony Fitz, hope you guys are doing good. Go Astros. I know the Astros have been doing pretty well against the Mariners so far. It's been breaking my heart. Let's hopefully it's not too bad. Oh, and one last thing, guys, we're about to have the information come out here in a few seconds, like 3 minutes. I only have the blue lights on. Normally you guys might see them be something more white and clear, like let me see if I can do this very fast and my head's not blocking my camera. You might see it more like this, where it's a little bit brighter. I just woke up and I'm pretty darn tired, so I'm gonna have it be like the mellowest light mood for me. So that's just in case you guys are wondering why the screen is so blue. And the Federal Reserve report comes out in about 2 minutes. I do have a lag time on my CNBC compared to yours, so you might actually see it on CNBC before I do, just in case you guys are wondering. Plus the YouTube lag of I think like 10 to 15 seconds. So if you guys are planning on trading this, you guys also want to have TD, maybe you guys have TD Ameritrade, or maybe you guys have another software out there, or just regular TV. You guys want to be having that CNBC report on your TV by yourself, just so in case you guys are afraid of the lag. Okay. Let's go over here back to Bitcoin the 5. We've managed to make our way back up a little bit, but we got really close, guys. We got to 18,585. We did manage to get back up here towards 18,829. Nothing too crazy here, but I'm going to be interesting to see what happens during pre-market on some of these plays. And on top of that, I really want to see what happens with the dollar market, the dollar index, excuse me. It's been falling over the last few, you know, what is this? Last few hours. But that's mostly out of the news coming out of the UK. So you can see the pound inverse. Pound is ripping right now. The euro is going back up as well. So you're seeing a little bit of weakness in the dollar, and that's a good sign if we want to have a really good day today. Again, everything can change as soon as the CPI data comes out. But if we're going off of, I think maybe food got a little bit more expensive. I don't know about you guys, maybe it did. But gas went down last month, which was good. It's going back up this month, obviously, but it did go down last month. So maybe inflation isn't going to be as hot as expected. And it's really going to be interesting because a lot of what we're going to be looking for today is expectations. Well, I think most people agree that inflation probably went down, but did it go down by enough? I think that's going to be the question that everybody wants to know, because if inflation is deemed to be too sticky, you know, or too hard to get rid of, the Federal Reserve is going to have to keep on increasing rates, and that itself is just going to lead to, you know, the markets continue to go down further and further and further here. And what we're hoping for, I believe, at the end of the day for this year, 2022, is that inflation goes down lower. Oh, we're having a spike right now beforehand. Here's the currency markets. Bitcoin's tanking at the moment. Bitcoin is, geez, this is a pure tank here. CNBC still isn't back up for me yet. but we are seeing a just flat out. So stop loss just got hit. I'm out of the position with a not a big loss, but basically the trading fees loss. That's why I had the stop loss there. I did not want to have to deal with this. So it still hasn't come out yet though. I'm looking at it. Breaking news 30. Okay, let's do this very fast. There you go. And let's go right here so you guys can see what's happening. And I'm just going to turn off the music very fast. Sorry about that.
0.3% year over year, up 8.1%.
There you go. So Bitcoin's taken to 18,251. And here you go, guys. This should be it.
Let's start out with CPI for the month of September, up 0.4 on headline. Double the expectations, and that is the highest.
Double the expectations?
When it was at its peak at 1.3, that was the highest since 2005. If you strip out the all-important food and energy, also 0.2 hotter, up 0.6. That's the hottest since June when it was up 0.7. High water.
Oh boy.
April of 21, it up 0.9. Year-over-year numbers, 8.2, hotter than expected, but
this is not good. And the dollar index is soaring. The pound drops, all that momentum gone. The euro crashes.
And finally, year-over-year strip out food and energy.
S&P crashing. The NASDAQ isn't showing me anything right now, which is kind of interesting. It's not moving, so it's probably going to crash at open as well. So bad day ahead, guys. Bad day ahead.
The old high was 6.5 in March. That went back to 1982.
So food's more expensive and energy was more expensive. Oh man. Yeah.
So even though it's a new high watermark, it doesn't change the comp back 4 decades to 1982. If you look at yields, they are just.
Why is gold going down during all this? I never understand gold these days.
Now let's go to initial jobless claims, 228,000. That is up 9,000 until we get a revision to the 219,000. And on continuing claims, 1,368,000, darn close to expectations. Very close also the rear view mirror, 1,361,000. But we can really see the yields have shot up here.
So you guys can put this in perspective, like Bitcoin just had a big event. Okay, we haven't had a big move down like this in a hot minute. Okay, since over here, what is that? Tuesday, September 22nd. So let's listen to him again.
On that 6.6 on the core, and we all know it's about food and energy. This is definitely going to pique the ears of our central bankers domestically and globally. It's going to make the dollar index much hotter, and it may also complicate some derivatives that you were talking about earlier. I used to run a derivatives products group. There's 2 things you can't control. What we call discontinuous volatility. When gilt prices and yields get crazy, you can't make your periodic adjustments.
Okay, let's turn that off so I don't get in trouble from YouTube and whatnot. So, as you guys can see, it was very bad news. Let's see how, oh, actually, we're doing a little bit of a rebound here. This is a 1-minute chart, so the initial shock might be over here pretty soon, but you go over to the euro. Euro had a minor drop. Actually, let me measure this out for you guys. So within the last couple minutes, the euro fell over 1%. It fell from 97.5 cents down to 96.5 cents, basically. So that's not what you want to see. So everything was more expensive. Consumer price index was hot. And we'll see what that, let's see, food and energy 0.6. Yeah, it's just way too hot. Like surprisingly hot. S&P, let's go to the 1-minute chart here. It looks like it's just gearing up to go down again. Hopefully it can find a way to get bounced back up here. Yeah, so Bitcoin's making a move back up, guys. It's doing okay. But within, 3 minutes, we fell down about 4% on Bitcoin. So if you guys had options and stuff like that, or anything going on with Bitcoin, be careful. This is why I'm not really excited about trading this week. It's moments like this. Let's kind of take a quick peek here, guys, at the rest of the markets. So Ethereum down 6% right now. Bitcoin's down 4. Dogecoin down 6. ADA down 5. STMX down 10. Sol down 10. Or 9.5. Ethereum Classic down 9. Matic down a bunch. Everything took that tank right there, guys. Ripple is doing much better than everything else, though. Ripple is doing much better. Still down 5% of the day, but not nearly down as much off of that dip itself, which means it kind of probably actually had a little bit of a rally, a little bit more. Bitcoin Cash down, Engine Coin down, Litecoin. You know, you're not seeing so much good stuff here. Looks like they're going to break down the data here. So let's actually listen to that very fast.
83 on the peak funds rate.
There you go.
April 2023. I'm just making sure that's the high water mark.
So
Yes, it is. April 2023, we were at 468 going into this, 469. We've not seen a new funds rate now, 483. And again, nothing in here. Everything the Fed, look, they have been medium term to long term wrong.
Yeah.
Short term, they've been right when they've been coming forward. And you had Mester, who took a little heat the other day, saying you can't even say inflation has peaked yet. Well, you can't even say inflation has peaked yet, at least in these numbers. We can argue about whether or not the Fed's watching the right numbers or not, but you look at the panoply of service sector numbers in here, and you see them rising. There has been a little bit of relief on the good side, where the commodities less
energy. Is there any sign that what the Fed's doing is working at all? Not really.
That's another question. Look, it's probably too early. You should think that it would be, but again, what you have is
But if it's too early, too early. It's the opposite.
Andrew, take your whole show.
They gotta make it small for you guys.
Here, right? You have the Delta guy on.
Yep.
Right? What's he telling you?
Everybody's traveling. Like,
right.
It's going out of style.
No
what's
weakness
happening
in October.
What's that?
No weakness in October. You have Brian Moynihan from Bank of America yesterday saying
what's
very
happening on
strong
the job
consumer.
side is they don't have the pilots and they don't have the stewards, I guess is the proper.
Okay, they're talking about something else now. But basically, yeah, inflation's hotter than expected. Not good news, guys. We'll see how much the markets really want to come back up. You're seeing that dead cat bounce after Bitcoin dropped like 4 or 5% within a matter of like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. We'll see how much harder everything gets. I'm looking at some of the stuff here. You guys can look at this very fast as well. The futures just kind of tanked. They were all green before this happened. They've all really just tanked and quite fast. So if you go over here to maybe just go over to CNBC.com, I would suppose. Not in SNBC, CNBC. There you go. There you go. It's already there. Inflation increased 0.4% in September, more than expected despite rate hikes. Yeah. Remember what I was telling you guys about lagging effects, and that's why the economy is going to really tank down the road? It's because of stuff like this. However, this just means it's worse because Jerome Powell is going to do more interest rate hikes and make the recession worse in the future. But also, during this recession, inflation should come down. Let's say that. And again, that's at the end of the day, that's their main goal, not stopping a recession, even though I would say stopping a recession is something they want to do. All right, but futures, this has not been updated yet because futures are not green right now. I wonder how long it takes for these things to update because that is not it. Wait, really? Why is it lagging so much? Let's go here. That is not accurate information because all I'm looking at right now is CNBC, and they're just flat out showing you the futures right here, and they're totally in the opposite direction. And guys, again, this kind of we never know if one of my predictions is right until afterwards. So we have like a complete hindsight effect on it. If we go back over here, leave the euro for a second. We all know the euro is doing some stuff. Actually, probably best to go to one of these accounts, probably, right? Yeah, let's go to this one. Okay. Let's go to the NASDAQ. Let's go to the weekly chart. Remember when we talked about the moment we break down below this 200 weekly moving average, how it's normally a bad time? Let me get rid of this very fast. Let me, in fact, make it a 2-month chart that usually gives you guys the best look of what's going on. And then I'll get rid of all the other moving averages like normal. And then we'll just have a 200 weekly moving average. That's what you guys want to see, this yellow line. And then we have a 2-month candle bar chart. So every candle represents 2 months. Just so you guys can have everything in one, little bit of piece of without me spreading it all over the place. Sorry. We did break down below it a few weeks ago. We still haven't found a way to get back above it. And you can see we're still following that pattern of once we break down below this, we usually go down lower, whether it's a 2008 financial drop or we just drop a little bit, or if it's dot-com bubble. That really remains to be seen. But it looks like we're in some choppy water here. For the foreseeable future. Let's hope that there's some good news coming out somewhere. The hope that we had a few minutes ago, remember guys, was that Great Britain is thinking about reversing their tax cuts And that way, that led to a stronger pound, which means a weaker dollar, which means more risk on for your assets, which means more people buy, which means the markets go up, right? Now, that good news popped us up. All those gains from the news this morning are just gone because of what just happened with the CPI data. And you saw how violent of a move that is. So now we're back to just not being in a good mood. We're back to having high inflation. Remember what I told you guys before the announcement came out? We don't want to see sticky inflation. This is sticky inflation. This is probably the worst circumstance we could have got. If we came close, but a little bit hotter, that'd been fine. We were way too hot, okay? Jerome Powell is going to continue to raise interest rates. He has to now because inflation is not slowing down how he wants to. And this means that the rate hikes haven't truly hit the economy yet. Just let that sink in. They've hit certain sectors like housing, interest rates, mortgages and stuff like that. But we haven't seen the effect of the interest rates yet. Haven't seen it. So get ready for when we do. So that makes me a little bit more pessimistic, unfortunately. However, this just means that you guys are going to be able to have great buying opportunities for a longer period of time if you guys are going along with that dollar cost average mentality, okay? But yeah, this is sticky. This was hotter than expected. We're seeing a little bit more of a bounce right now. We're back up to 18,395, still kind of cruising back up here. The pound is still consolidating a little bit more. The NASDAQ going back over to here. Let's go to the weekly chart off of this one. We broke down below it. We tried to get back above it last week. We haven't been able to. And now it looks like we're just heading down, and we're probably going to have new lows for 2022 for all the major indexes. Hopefully not for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been more resilient, as you guys know. But Bitcoin, as of this moment, is really just about, $840, 4.5% away from new 2022 lows. So we're getting closer. But again, Bitcoin has been much more resilient over the past few weeks than the NASDAQ, the SPY, and the Dow Jones Industrial Index. And they say Dow futures fall 600 points from high. So if they fell down 600 points, now they're down 411. If I refresh this, will they fix it? There we go. Look at that. There we go. Now that's accurate. I'm sure a whole bunch of people rushed to see the news, and that kind of froze the website up or something like that. So, it's funny seeing expensive prices at Walmart. Although I've never owned a Crock Pot, or what's it, Black & Decker? What's that? But I've never owned any of those brands, I guess. Let's see. Anything else here as far as news? No. All right. But yeah, so just not good news, everybody. That's basically the premise of what you guys are going to have this stream today. They have the experts talking about it now, but it's not really too crazy. 10-year notes are up, it looks like, in case you guys care about that. Oh, and we see Bitcoin coming back down. The pound's still stagnating. That's good. I mean, it's not crashing, I guess you would say. And we still have like over an hour until the market opens. I'll probably off the stream by then. But yeah, you can see Bitcoin continuing to drop back down off of a pretty volatile event. So that was just so you guys can see. Maybe you guys haven't seen on a second chart. Let's go over here very fast to YouTube, Bitcoin. Oh, this is a second chart. Okay. Yeah, you can see the monstrosity that just happened there. How fast we came down. There was imagine somebody dumping on the market, but there's so many limit orders that it keeps on going all over the place in a really fast amount of time. That's basically what happened. And this crash happened in a matter of about 1 minute, about. Now we're doing a little bit better, I would say now, but we've slowed down to the drop. Now Bitcoin's only down 4. Go over here to coinmarketcap.com very fast. Let me go over here to Coinbase, Bitcoin, back to this one. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart. Let's go 1 minute chart. We can see what it's doing. In the last hour, Bitcoin's down 2%. Ethereum is down 2.5%, about 3%. XRP's up 1.38%. Told you guys XRP was doing better than everything else. ADA is down about 0.28. Solana's down about 1.9. I'm not sure how often these things actually update here, so that might not actually be true. Let me refresh the page very fast. Bitcoin's up 0.4%. This isn't accurate. Coinbase is playing tricks on us. Up. Now it's down 2%. Okay. Maybe not the most accurate information there, but still, the market's down pretty aggressively over the last few minutes, right? But I am surprised that Bitcoin took such a big hit. But I guess, yeah, when the CPI is bad, everything crashes. That's still going back down. Why is the NASDAQ not showing me pre-market activity? That is interesting. That's fine. We'll go over here to the S&P. You can see the S&P is going back to lows here as well. It actually had a nice little bounce, but it's been coming back down. And this is all pre-market still. We still have over a half an hour, like I said, until the market opens up. Okie dokie. If you guys want to check anything out, let me know. This CPI data is not good. And you guys know my thoughts on this right now. Let's see. Any low roller scratcher. Gold, it's down about 1.5%. Gold is moving down. Actually, gold is crashing right now, or dropping like a rock. You can see how steady we were until the announcement came off. Gold is still falling. You know, we talked about gold a few months ago, and you guys, some of you guys were asking me if I own gold. I own a little bit of a gold, but I do have to say gold is not performing like you want it to during this kind of wild, uncertain market. If we go over here to the weekly chart, you would expect gold to be going sky high, but it's not, right? It's just not. It's a really disappointing thing. But, you know, this is 2020. This is COVID, right? This is 2020. You would expect after all that, we would start moving even higher off of all this, war, recession concerns, high interest rates, things like that. You would expect us to be going higher over time, just gradually. It doesn't have to be some type of big roller coaster like that, but just gradually moving higher. Well, we're not really doing that, which is kind of a concern to me. You would expect, gold prices to be going at least pretty aggressively up, but it doesn't have to be like crazy. But go over to the 5-minute chart. You know, gold prices are absolutely tanking. Gold has fallen down since this. Gold is still going down. Jeez. Last hour, gold has fallen down 2%. I know it doesn't sound like a large number, but that's a pretty big number, guys. Yeah, so gold isn't having a good time. The indexes aren't having a good time. Bitcoin's not having a good time. Bitcoin may fall to new 2022 lows here today. So, that's how bad this number was. It was just way too hot. I was thinking maybe, if it was hot, it wouldn't be too hot. This was way hotter, way more sticky than I think people were anticipating. And that's why the market had such a violent reaction to it, such a very, very violent reaction to it. And what's right here? And Bideford, yes, definitely going to be a low day here. Domino's getting knocked over towards an inevitable outcome. I haven't had a Domino's in a hot minute. Let's see. Bitcoin down with the ship. It's a pretty, we might find a way to moderate here before the market opens. But if the stock market opens up and really starts to tank, it's really just going to be it's going to be a rough time for a lot of asset classes. The one thing that Bitcoin has here, which is nice, is again, maybe it's just because of how far some of the other markets have fallen over the past few months. Bitcoin itself, if you look at the weekly charts for a lot of these assets, the S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, they're all below the lows they got in June. So they're all below those lows. Bitcoin, on the other hand, if I just probably just go over to this chart over here. It's just slim, but we are still above those June lows, which is really, really nice, which means Bitcoin has been able to hold up a little bit better. Now, when you put everything in perspective, you can see that, since the highs of the market, Bitcoin has fallen down from, high to low about 74%. And then you look over here at the SPY. The SPY hasn't fallen down that much. SPY has fallen down about 26%. So that could be definitely part of the reason Bitcoin doesn't have to keep on going down like that. A lot of the people that got hopped in during the last bull market in crypto, if they, a lot of those people have moved out and they've kind of just put their money somewhere else, or they've just been dollar cost averaging. There's not too many weaker hands out there. There's mostly like whales trading in this current market environment. And if we go over here, maybe I can go back over to the largest Bitcoin wallets. We can go look at whale number 4. It's whale number 4 now, apparently, but still, there we go. He didn't sell anything before today. I think I told you guys I would look at it a while ago and tell you if he did. He didn't. The last time he sold was the 5th, And on the 5th for Bitcoin, that's where we had, where was the 5th? Yeah, the 5th was right here. So he kind of started that tank off. And then, now we are. So that one actually worked out. I'm kind of happy he hasn't sold anything so far today. But if he does, that to me is a big warning that we're going to new lows for 2022. And that's where we get to those next levels, those Fibonacci support levels around the $15,000, $16,000 level. If we can hold around there, I'd be happy. Let's hope it's not going to be anything crazy or we start dipping down to $13,000, $12,000 by this year or by during this cycle. Because if we do, that really bodes badly for this upcoming recession that we're kind of facing. That means Bitcoin can go all the way down to like 10,000, much lower levels than we want to see Bitcoin going to. But maybe some of you guys can afford a full Bitcoin at $10,000. Not too bad, right? Plus, all of your favorite altcoins are going to be much cheaper. You're going to see Ethereum go back down below, actually, below $1,000 again. Right back over here. There we go. It got as low as $881. You might see that coming back pretty soon if this inflation data doesn't turn around pretty soon. This Fibonacci support level is off a little bit. Maybe I just moved it to the side or something like that. Could have been my bad. Let's move it there. Let's move that there. There we go. And we really haven't even had an opportunity after we found this current low to even test out those next Fibonacci retracement levels. So I guess all we can do right now is actually take that off. Let me get back to my normal pointer so I don't have this. There you go. I hate the crosshairs. We're going to be looking more at Fibonacci supports for a lot of these assets. There we go. And you can see right here, we haven't closed down below it. We did break down below, but we didn't close down below it on the daily chart yet. So that could be a good sign here. If we close down below it tomorrow, you could probably see Ethereum having a bad time. And here you can even see the 15-minute chart. We did close down below it, but it wasn't too bad, right? 5-minute chart probably closed down below it more. Yeah, 1-minute chart definitely closed down below it more. So you are seeing assets giving more red warning signs and green, like yay signs, if you will. Hopefully this will be an opportunity to buy if the market doesn't crash today, but the the futures are definitely not looking too hot. And now it says the Dow futures have fallen 700 points from the highs they experienced earlier this morning. So yeah, futures are not just looking too bright. Let's go back over here very fast. Let's open up the weekly charts for Ethereum actually very fast. And then you guys can see there's two levels you guys might look at. Right, I would say this one's the most relevant. That next support level where we're trying to hold is going to be around the $1,000 level, $1,059. You can, oops, did not mean to do that. You can see that we actually broke down below it earlier. This is a weekly chart here. So let's go over here to the daily. See, we broke apart, but on the weekly chart, everything looks a little bit more crisp. So this is going to be your next buying level. If you guys want to take it, it is going to be risky because inflation is bad. This leads to so many bad things happening in the future for us. Because it is just it's so much worse than I'm trying to convey that it's okay to have high inflation right now. Like the market can kind of absorb it, but having it be this bad, like much worse than expectations, that's really a problem, because that really does mean that all the rate hikes that we've had so far from Jerome Powell, it's really not having the effect they want. So they're probably gonna come to some realization that says, hey, we need to do more rate hikes, which means that whatever rate they're aiming for right now, that 4.75 or that 4.5, it's going to have to go higher than that, which means, I mean, again, this goes back to what Jerome Powell was saying earlier this year. If it comes to the point where America is in a recession and he has to choose between lowering interest rates to help the recession or keeping rates high in order to beat down inflation instead of helping the recession, he's going to choose to keep rates high and purge out inflation at the expense of making the recession even more of a recession, making it even worse. Okay, so that's where the real fear is right now, because we know he keeps on saying, hey, if the economy gets that bad, we're not going to stop. We might, well, it depends on what the timing is, but basically we're going to keep rates high until inflation is back down to 2%. Which is going to be hard, right? Crude oil is going down as well. So maybe some of you guys that have oil stocks like me, they might be going down today just a little bit here. But yeah, just careful of everything in the market right now. Let me go back over here very fast. There we go. And hey, Corinda, welcome back to the Ruby level. I appreciate it a lot. Matic. Matic's not doing so bad. This is a daily chart. Let's see. This one's actually be a little bit more interesting because we actually have we're not even anywhere as close to those 2022 lows. So you might see a lot of these assets that are way off from the 2022 lows, like Matic's low was 32 cents. Now it's back up to 73. These have the furthest to go down if the market does crash. Okay, so just be forewarned about some of these. These have had some amazing gains. You guys know I bought a bunch of UFO coin at those lows before we go back over to hit Matic. Let me get rid of those. But you know, this gain right here, that was a 700% rally, and now it's dropped back down about I don't know, 71% from those highs, right? They definitely have the furthest to fall during this current market environment, so just be careful, guys. But UFO has a much smaller market cap than Ethereum Classic, so you shouldn't see this crash as fast as like a UFO coin. Let me go back over here very fast. Let's go to trend-based Fibonacci extensions very fast. Let's go up, down, up. Some resistance up here. Yeah, some resistance. The next level of resistance is all the way up here above $1. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. However, let's go back over here very fast. Broke down below some of these too. Let's go to basic fib retracements. This has not been accurate at all. I mean, 1, 2, but not really at all. So I wouldn't actually even be using this. I mean, maybe just have an idea that there might be some support around 66 cents, but that's not the level you want to see at all. Let me change this up to go to fib levels turned off. A little bit better, a little bit better. Okay, maybe you have support really close to 68 cents, kind of matching up with this level right here. And then we come all the way back down here to 59 cents, 6 cents. Yeah, this seems more plausible than the other one. So I would turn the log off if you guys want to do it that way. But not nearly as clean as I would want it to be regardless. Yeah, okay. Okay, but you're seeing a bunch of other stuff. Here's Dogecoin. Dogecoin is broken down. That's official. We're just trying to hold that next level of support around 0.056-ish cents. So that is something you guys should know. Dogecoin did just break down. It's closed down here on the 4-hour chart. Boom, boom, boom. Still making its way back down just a little bit here. Had a little bit of a rally, tried to get back up, it looks like, but it still got rejected off of those 50 moving average on the 50-minute chart. So hopefully this means that, Dogecoin is just going to go sideways and not break down fully and go to new 2022 lows. But right now, it's all going to be up to what the Federal Reserve does as far as their announcements and how aggressive they want to be with these rate hikes, because inflation is not going to be good. If you guys go over to Twitter right now, I'm sure CPI data must be trending, or people must be talking about it, right? Let's see. Elon Musk is doing stuff. Ooh, that looks like a cool rocket. Explore trending. Alex Jones. Oh, okay, cool. Let's see. She-Hulk. Oh, maybe nobody's talking about it. I saw this stuff about Cartoon Network, Angela Lansbury. Should I refresh this? I just don't know if this is really what people care about these days. Okay, wow. Tulsi Gabbard. Nobody's talking about inflation? What? No. I highly doubt that nobody's talking about inflation. I feel like it's just, what do you call, hasn't caught up yet, maybe? Oh, Mohammed Al-Arian. I suck at saying his name, I'm sorry. Really chill guy. He predicted inflation was going to go higher when a lot of other people were making fun of him for it. So he's a pretty knowledgeable guy. Not right all the time, but pretty knowledgeable guy. I hope to see him at one of those conferences I'm going to over the next few weeks. But he says quite a reaction to the inflation data. The big move down in equity futures and spike in yields and adds to concerns about negative economic spillovers. Then there are the liquidity orderly market functions issues. To think that some of us have even been told we have to have been too hard on the Fed. Yeah, the Federal Reserve, they really don't have much credibility at this point, guys. It's they just have not been doing a good job. Let's leave it at that. Because I guess I could go on a rant for a long time talking about the Federal Reserve, but they definitely have been not doing a great job so far dealing with inflation. And you're seeing that with how the market is reacting off of all this news. Definitely still having a bad time here. Definitely still having a bad time. Anything else here, guys? Let me see. Yeah, futures down about 1.8%, 2% on the S&P, and 3% on the Nasdaq. That's 3%. My gosh. So, you know, I'll stay live for a little bit of time, guys, and we'll talk about this, because when the market opens up, you could really just see a free fall in assets here, leading to some really nasty drops. Excuse me, whoosh. Still got stuffy nose. Hey, Corinna, hope you're doing well. I am doing well, thank you very much. A little tired from last night from drinking and having fun with some people from Seattle, but definitely a good time. Definitely just tired. And they said, oh yeah, I know how to find stuff on CPI if I wanted to, but normally when this news comes out, it goes on trending on Twitter really, really fast, because from a political standpoint, this is horrible for the Biden administration. Absolutely horrible. This means food's going up more than expected. Everything's still going up. Month over month stuff is still going up, which is really, really bad. CPI, let me just type in CPI. It's trending in business and finance. There we go. Oh, what did people say? We can be in hindsight. People said pump. People are like so optimistic about this. I'm honest enough to just say, guys, I had no idea what was going to happen. I just knew if it was worse than expectations, we were going to crash. And it was way worse than expectations. That's why you got to be very, very careful about this. Let's see. Real inflation, CPI inflation. This is a pretty accurate representation. Let's see. Anything else here? I mean, it's even being talked about. I think this is Chinese. I'm not the best at Chinese versus Japanese, but I do think this is Chinese. I know it's not Korean because Korean looks different in my eyes. I watch too many Korean dramas with those subtitles. Let's see. S&P 500 murdered. That's an accurate representation. Yeah, here we go. S&P 500, gold futures, Bitcoin versus the dollar, and the euro versus the dollar. That is a really accurate representation of what just happened here. It is absolutely insane how bad this got. I'll give it a like. It's a really good picture right there. No time for oh God, the internet is always making me laugh. Peter Schiff says another hotter than expected CPI surprised investors. So September CPI rose 0.4%, double expectations. Year-over-year prices rose 8.2%. The 6.6% year-over-year increase in core CPI is the most since 1982. So we are hitting some really historic bad levels, guys. We'll see how long this lasts, but you guys all know how much everything's gotten more expensive, right? It's already gotten worse. And hey, Robert, the report already came out. The report came out at 5:30 in the morning, my time, so about a half an hour ago. During that time frame, I guess I could just pull up this picture again. You saw that S&P crashed, gold futures crashed, Bitcoin crashed, and the euro crashed. And by crash, I don't mean like they plummeted off the face of the world, but they had some really aggressive moves down in a very short amount of time. And since then, they've stabilized. And we're going to wait to see what happens when the stock market opens up in about 27 minutes or so from now. Okay. This is definitely not what we wanted to see. They're still talking about, like, here, guys, hold on one second. Let me pull up the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin's still kind of going sideways here, but we can listen to what the CNBC is talking about here. Let me just pull up some of my stuff.
Right.
There we go.
But rents are not, because we know you check them every day.
I check them every day.
And they continue to go up. They're higher than they've ever been. And that's around the country. We had that conversation yesterday with Willie Walker.
Rents have continued to go up. That's true.
Very strong. Rents continue to be quite strong. And again, you know, so we're seeing the reaction to it. There's the NASDAQ.
My wife just brought.
See what the 2 years doing.
Bought a place.
See what the 10 years doing.
You love
the
this.
dollar is going higher. It's once again we're having the same story.
My wife just bought a place.
That's
using
great.
These rates.
Another.
Already rented. Nice return.
How is that possible?
Although Redfin's out this morning saying that rents are growing half as much as they were 6 months ago. Still 9.
Yes. If you own an apartment and you're renting it, you're killing it. So, I mean, you know, what you want to do is have my wife lose money the moment she bought the house, the apartment. That's what's supposed to happen. Jay Powell wants your house down, what you buy down, Bitcoin down, your portfolio down, and your spirits down. and your wages down. And so far, he's only winning on the spirits. And I'm not talking about alcohol, which is way up. David?
You would know.
I sure do. I see the prices. It's incredible.
Sign a lot of those bottles of mezcal.
People pay for like the bond, the Colgin. I mean, they're paying like $900 for a bottle.
Okay, so yeah, going back to what we were just talking about, guys, that's not a good sign. It looks like everything's stickier. And, you know, honestly, I don't see how rent goes down at this point because, you guys know I live in Tacoma area, you know, Graham, you know, Pacific Northwest. The rents out here are pretty ludicrous. And, oh wait, let me see if they're saying anything important.
Are very lightly positioned.
Right.
No, okay. They keep on having some cool little banners on the bottom, but they're not talking about anything on the banners. So Bitcoin's starting to head back down now, unfortunately. We still have about 24 minutes or something like that left. But, you know, go over here to rentals, Seattle, just downtown area like any other city that has a, you know, prominent tech area. But, you know, what's Trulia? I don't know what Trulia is, but let's use this. You know, let's kind of zoom in to the city area. Well, we can zoom out a little bit. Just for me, how do they know who I am? Price low to high. So right here, you have the Graham Terry apartments. The cheapest one you can get is $630. And that comes with 325 square foot, it looks like. So let's go over here to, and where is this even at? This is actually in a decent spot in Seattle, though. Decent spot in Seattle, if you guys cared. But maybe it's this. I can't tell because they don't really have dedicated pictures, which is a bad sign in itself. I don't think they have a picture of the actual 325 square feet. So, you know, if you guys want to pay $600 for like a box, that's literally what you're getting. You guys can afford that in Seattle. Otherwise, if you want something that's even remotely, I would say, you know, nice, decent, how do I say that? Let's see. Seattle apartments. It's going to be more like this: $2,000, $2,600, $2,000, $2,600. This is mostly what you guys are getting, right? I used to live at McKenzie. I don't think it's going to be on this list here, but I can probably zoom into it. This isn't Denny Park. Where's Denny Park at? There we go. We can actually just find right here. Omnion, South Lake Union. This is what most people in Seattle actually live in, apartments like this. And if I can click on it and maybe make it load, maybe not. It's loading, but it's being very slow. There we go. If you want a one bedroom, the one bedroom is going to be about $2,700 or $2,800 to $3,400. And that itself is only going to give you 532 square feet. That's how bad rent is getting, right? Now, that does come with gyms and amenities and stuff like that. But come on, guys, come on. You know, $2,700 or whatever, $2,800 for 532 square feet. A two bedroom at 900 square feet, $4,000 minimum, 4,100 basically, up to 5,200. Three bedrooms up to 7,300. Right? Prices are just going much higher at this point. And hey, I am broke. This is crazy. Yeah, this is bad. I mean, like, you don't have to like completely freak out, but you know, this is just not good news. It really does kind of cement a lot of the thinking that we've had over the past few months. I mean, like, I'm much more of the bearish guy on the market compared to most YouTubers out there, most influencers, most people on TikTok, most people on Twitter. I'm much more bearish than a lot of other people. And part of it is just my really extremely boring side of digging into the numbers and understanding what's actually going on in the economy. What did I call it before? You know, the people's economy. I don't know. Peoplenomics. I forget what I had a funny term I trend for it, but if you think like an average Joe person, if you understand that prices are going up and they still don't feel like you have a feeling about how the economy is, that feeling usually manifests itself because it becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now people are going to be even more freaked out about what's coming ahead here. Now though, we just have to wait to see what the Federal Reserve says going into next month, maybe even this month during the Fed minutes, how much they're going to be raising interest rates. It's probably going to be another 75 basis point rate hike at this point, maybe even a full 100 point basis hike, but I doubt that's going to happen because I don't think Jerome Powell again has like the cojones to really be aggressive on inflation. And you're seeing the results of that now with inflation being that sticky, right? See. Oh, sorry guys. Let me see if when I do put CNBC back on, I don't know what was going on with it here, but let me test it out for you guys, see if the volume fixed itself or not.
The Fed's doing everything it can to cool these down. Higher interest rates doesn't really work for food. Takes a little while. There you go. I think when I first put the volume on, it was for I think when I first put the volume on, it was for Rick Santelli, and Rick Santelli yells a lot, so it sounded more nicer to you guys.
Time to go by
there you
Dutch,
go.
bro.
Well,
Tractor Supply?
Apparently, it's not really the time to be going to buy much of anything.
No, it isn't.
Although,
but maybe tomorrow.
what's an
after
appropriate multiple of the stock market now based on
15.
today? Is it 15? Is it, or should we be moving even lower?
Maybe we have to get the estimates cut.
Well, if we get to a 2-year, then 6%.
I'm not saying enter. Those who enter have no hope. Remember, like in that great exhibit at Disney World, which obviously nobody goes to anymore because I've seen that stock in '93. We have the haunted house.
It's still there. It's mansion, haunted mansion.
Okay, whatever they're talking about right now, I don't care. But but basically, yeah, everything's harder than expected. If you guys have any questions about what could be happening, I'd be happy to answer that. But yeah, it's just not the numbers we were hoping for, obviously. Let's see. Oh, and hey, Red Mist, I'm renting a 2,000 square foot apartment in Boise, Idaho. Or it could be a house, sorry. For $2,500, it's crazy high. Exactly, right? The rents are just gone out of this world. I used to live here, guys, while we wait for the market to open in a few minutes. Bayside Garden Apartments. And the next one right here would be, I just told you guys what it was called. I did not spell McKinsey right, but that's okay. Luxurious Seattle apartments. I guess the word luxury, but not like how I thought of them. I had a 1-bedroom, find the apartment. My friend actually lives right there in that opening spot right there. I was paying about $3,000, but it looks like the prices have gone up a little bit more since then. And it's a standard one. 877 square feet. Fine, you're paying a lot of money for it, but I kind of like to have room when I live somewhere. This one's at $2,800, 574 square feet, floor 6 through 15. It depends on which way you're going here, basically. But what you get for this one is, this looks more like what my room was. It's a kitchen, living room, bedroom, bath. Really simple. It's not as big as you think, but it's not as small as you think either. When you have a view, it usually it helps you out a little bit. A view is like really, really nice at McKenzie. If only I could afford the penthouse. That's what you're looking for. Oh gosh, these penthouses look nice. However, Bayside Gardens, when I moved out of there, moved into this place. In fact, my car is literally like right there still in the picture. So that's how fresh I am out of that place. But you can see I lived in an apartment that was like right here, but like on the other side. So I just had a nice view of the waterfront. It was really, really nice. I can use it next to a castle school. What's nicer than that, right? Nice little grass area for the tenants. They had a fireplace out there over there, grills that you can use. Really, really chill spot. But there's the fireplace. They even have like a little weird watermill thing. It was really weird. I don't know why they put that in there. But yeah, I used to walk in there every day. It's right next to downtown Seattle. They have roses that really bloom during the year, so it's really nice. But you can see definitely an older apartment complex on the inside, which is why it was cheaper than a lot of other places. But you get a waterfront view, all wood floors, really, really nice. I had a friend who lived right here behind the E of Bayside Gardens. Lovely, lovely place. Lovely, lovely place. But man, guys, the rents in all these places have gone up a lot more. But this is still cheaper than a lot of other stuff. Like, right here, the 1-bedroom is up to like $1,900. That's not too bad. Studio, $1,500 for 370 to 540 square feet. So, oh, well, they have a lot of available units. People have been moving out of here. unit 35, unit 12, unit 305. Wow. 540 square feet, 840 square feet, 940 square feet. Ah. People have been moving out. Ah. And yeah, what do you call large closets? This is how much I like that last place. I had one coat closet when you walk in, one shoe closet when I walk in. When I went in my bedroom, I literally had one specifically a closet for coats, like business coats. And then I also had another closet that was a walk-in closet for all the rest of my clothes. It was a really nice apartment. It was just an old apartment. And when you have an age on a building, it really does mean you don't have to be, charging, you don't have to pay like an arm and a leg to live somewhere. But who knows how long before that changes, right? Probably in Seattle, it's already happened. So we're seeing Bitcoin, guys, stabilize just a tad. SPY is definitely stabilized too. It looks like everybody's just waiting to see what happens when the market opens back up here. Let me go over here to the NASDAQ so we can see what's going on there on the 5-minute chart. Nothing so far. Excuse me. When the market opens up, guys, we should see a pretty drastic change. The airlines are pretty okay right now. I'm looking at CNBC, and the Delta's up a little bit. America is up a little bit, or excuse me, down a little bit, 2%. And futures are still down, but it looks like we've studied out a little bit here. Any change at whale number 4? Nope, we're still good there. CPI data. Let's go over here very fast. Is it trending yet? The race. Yeah, see, here it is. Something goes on with Twitter. They turn on. I feel like they pick what trends, right? But they pick it like in a very arbitrary way. Because now all of a sudden, here you go. But yeah, inflation. There you go. So inflation in the United States accelerated in September with the cost of housing and other necessities intensifying pressure on households. So housing and rents and things like that seems to really drive everything. 2-yield and inflation. Oh, whoa, that is a spike. Yes, it is. Man, yeah. Politicians making the use of this, probably as they should, I guess. Man, politicians are going to have a field day with this. Inflation coming in hot. Yes, it is. Borderline inflation rate came in at 0.04. Yeah. Oh, we just talked about that one a few minutes ago. Yeah, we're definitely not in a good spot here. Argentine inflation. That sucks. They don't know I used to be a crypto millionaire. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Social media. Oh, Margaret. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This one was pretty interesting. I remember watching this video. Yikes, guys. There we go. As I've gotten older, renting just keeps looking worse. I mean, it's pretty bad if I do say so myself. Like, I live out in the middle of nowhere now. I got cheap rents, good Wi-Fi, and mostly I just wanted to live out here so I have land from Loki, because Loki likes to go chase and just likes to run outside. You can't really run outside in the city. Excuse me. When I was outside yesterday in Seattle, and I was at that rooftop party thing, I was looking down because it was only like a 4-story building or something like that. It's not like it was a skyscraper. I looked down and you could see people just walking their dogs and stuff. But you know how many needles are on the streets in Seattle? How much just bad stuff there is? Some of the dogs in Seattle have been trained very well to just like walk with their owner and just not look down. Loki's the type of dog that loves to smell every single thing, and he likes to track stuff down. The other day he caught a squirrel, right? He loves to track down animals, and so he sniffs everything. I would just not feel comfortable having him in the city. But I see people that do it all the time. I just don't know how. I really don't know how people have dogs in the city these days. Unless they're well trained, unless it's just, on a special leash. There's a lot of leashes actually, but it's been pretty interesting to watch how fast rents have gone up and everything else has been going up in price, and that includes food, right? You may call me bougie or fancy or whatever, but I like to go shopping at Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and a store in Tacoma called Stadium Thriftway, and then get my meat from a place called Stewart's Meats down in Yelm. everything has gone up in price. Everything. Like if you go over to let me go Stewart's. I'm messing up the spelling here, but that's totally okay. Let's say I normally buy jerky and I absolutely love jerky. But if you want jerky, you know, that jerky is going to be about $20 a pound, right? Not not cheap for jerky. Pepperoni is cheaper. Specialty game jerky, the veal jerky is actually pretty good. Lamb jerky is fine. Buffalo is pretty good. It's actually really good. It's just more expensive. Venison is good. Turkey is good. Elk's good. And Bloody Mary jerky, I've never had it. Never want to try it. It just seems too freaky weird to me. But they also have a whole bunch of other stuff here. But you know, it's much more expensive than it was just a few years ago, right? You know, that's just the way everything is. You go over here to the other place I go to, Stadium. Oh, I'm still messing up my spelling right now. Waking up too early. There we go. You know, Stadium Thriftway. Go to the deli. Oh, wow. So they don't even have anything. Oh, weekly ads. There you go. See, I'm not used to actually looking up ads and whatnot. But I usually just get whatever on sale from the deli because I get the deli meat there, like, you know, my turkey, my chicken and stuff like that. That's all got up in prices. I mean, what I normally tell people is the easiest way to view inflation or just kind of see what's going on is usually cereal prices, if I'm being honest. Cereal prices, you know, cereal like Captain Crunch, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, whatever it is out there. They usually go up quite a bit, and they've gone up a lot over the past few years. I don't think you can see them on here though. I'm not used to actually looking at this type of stuff. I don't like the way it is. I bought some potatoes the other day, Idaho and Original Ends potatoes. They're awesome. I have for lunch, I'm having a single thigh or a single breast, chicken breast, and then some mashed potatoes with it. It's gonna be good. There we go. We got 8 minutes until the market opens up. And hey, Secret Fish, cheers. Oh, Secret, thank you very much for the super chat. What did you think about this though? What did you think about it? Because I'm really, what do you call? Did you assume it was going to be hot or lower? I'm really interested. And hey, Babyfish, happy to see you guys back. And hey, Cape Cod, I totally was not looking at my chat, so I appreciate you guys. I was going into my rants about how expensive everything is. I guess it's just, is that a millennial rant or is that a boomer rant or is that just like an American rant or is that a global rant right now? That's a good question. And hey, Babyfish, Mama Tank, you love to see it. Definitely the tank right here. And hey, Secret Fish, hi Mike. Maybe this is good so people will get it and toss Dems out of office. I mean, at this point, like this is we were just talking about on Twitter. This really is a good thing for Republicans out there from a political perspective. Really, really good thing. Really, really good thing. Because this means that like you guys have to understand this in two different ways. Some of you guys already do because I've kind of ranted about it before. But the Federal Reserve is only trying to deal with the demand side of the equation as far as inflation is concerned. We have a government that's there to help out with the supply side, right? And the government so far, if you were to give them a grade, has really had a really bad one when it comes to dealing with inflation. You know, Pete Buttigieg is transportation secretary. He really should have been focusing on fixing all these supply chain issues, but he has no background in this field, and he only got the job because he gave up his chance to be president to help Biden beat Bernie Sanders in the midterms. And because of this like political politics, let's just call it politics, you know, we have people in offices that are probably not the best for the job. Biden got elected in fine, you know, that's the democratic process, right? But as far as like the cabinet members, it kind of went to people he had to give favors to, not people that were actually like qualified in that particular area, right? But yeah, this is Secret's right. This is not a good sign for Democrats. All Republicans are going to come in bashing them left and right. Look what they did. Look at the Inflation Reduction Act. It still hasn't done anything. You know, all types of hell is going to break loose over this. I bet CNN and MSNBC are going to be pissed. I bet Fox News is just like crying with joy. Let's get them, right? It's going to be one of those days out there. I'll be watching the main news sites quite a bit later on here. And basically, you thought CPI would come in hot? There you go. I thought it might come in hot. No, actually, I thought it was going to come down a little bit lower, just because I thought gas prices would have a larger effect. But what do you call it? I'm still surprised that how hot it came in. Not that it was hot. I knew it could be hot, which is why I moved my stop loss up last couple of days ago. But how hot it was, it really took a lot of people by surprise. But it was fun to watch it kind of crash in a small amount of time here. And AKNG, milk is $7. Whoa, milk is $7. My milk is like $5 for. Oh, I get half-gallon jugs of milk, so I get let me see, Whole Foods. Milk. Lactose. No. Okay, I don't see my milk that I normally get here, but I also get this milk right here. No, this one right here. And this one is, 98445 Chambers Bay. Does it tell me the price? It doesn't tell me the price. Currently not sold at Chambers Bay. Milk. Lactose. Fine. They make this way more harder than it has to be. Lactose. I guess I've had Organic Valley before. Okay, there we go. It has pricing now. $6.49 is what I normally spend on milk. They have their Whole Foods brand, but I don't like it too much. Organic Valley seems to be the best one, but they have another milk there that it's like Dairy Gold or something like that. But yeah, that's how much I pay for milk. Otherwise, you have to go to a regular store. You can get it from like the gallon jug and whatnot. That's fine as well, but I don't go through milk too much. Milk is getting everything's more expensive. You guys are talking about eggs getting to $7. I get those weird fancy eggs that like I either get like Eggland's Best if I want a bunch of eggs, or I get the eggs that like $7 is they have like that farmer and his daughter on them. You guys know the eggs I'm talking about probably. Yeah, so oosh, yeah, just not what you want to see, guys. What, your milk is $4 for 1 gallon? Where are you shopping from? Oh man, yeah, my milk is not that cheap. Okay, but I'm getting lactose-free milk, which I think is actually more expensive than regular milk. If you go over here to Whole Foods, you might actually find cheaper milk. Like I said, they have a store brand milk that's actually not too bad. Whole milk. Yeah, gallon, yeah. Organic whole milk, that's $7.49 for a gallon. Can I just do a gallon? Price high to low. Oh, goat milk. Okay, so that goat milk is actually really good, but it is really expensive, so I don't really buy it too much, but goat milk is great. Grass milk, $7. Okay, I probably just shouldn't be showing you guys what's on Whole Foods though, because Whole Foods is just more expensive than everywhere else, I believe. Usually you get a bunch of sales if you actually tap in your code or whatnot. I went to. Do you guys know in Seattle? I went to a meeting the other day up in Seattle, and it was for venture capital funds and Web3 communities. Oh, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking at Seattle maps. And I went to a place called Silicon Valley Bank. They have an office in downtown Seattle. The market opens up in 2 minutes, so I'm gonna make this very, very fast. But where do I get off the bus at? Because I hate driving in Seattle. 5th. Yeah, here we go. 4th and Seneca, 4th and Cherry, whatever. Okay, right here. Where's the nice shiny building over here? Pike. Is this it? Hold on. How do I? Silicon Valley Bank. There you go. Oh, see, I passed it. Okay. So there's a bank right here that was really chill. But right here on the side of the street, I think it's right here. Yeah. There's a place called Amazon Go. And those Amazon Go places freaking blew my mind. You walk in there, you just, they scan your phone or they scan your veins, which is really weird. And then you walk in this little door that opens up for you. And basically, the market just opened up, guys. and they track you throughout the store, and whatever you buy, it knows just off of what you pull off the shelf. The cameras are watching you basically, all with AI, I guess. And then after you walk out of the store, it charges you like 2 to 3 minutes later. It's a really cool technology, but it's freaking really crazy. Dude, like I feel like the government is already working with Amazon to take that technology and like transfer it over to watching Americans. Probably not going to be that useful now because it takes so many cameras, but eventually, you know, aren't there a few cities around America that really have a bunch of cameras out there? And here we go, guys. S&P is falling at the opening bell here. Not down to new lows in pre-market, but getting close there. If we go over here, you see the Dow Jones. Dow Jones opened up about 400 points, 500 points less than where we were. You can see the opening bell right here, everybody. And let me see if I can pull this up for you.
Along with the decline, that should not be happening. I don't expect a good day, obviously. But
Oh, look at all that red, guys. Look at all that red.
The market got very excited about Britain, which was, again, we live.
All right, that's all I wanted to show you about that. That market is just not good at all. Oh man. All right, let's take a quick peek here. So Dow's going down a little bit. We'll see how much further it wants to go down. Again, we look at the SPY very fast. Moving down after open. NASDAQ. Why is the NASDAQ not moving? Something really weird has happened with the NASDAQ on my charts. It's not like everything else is moving except for the NASDAQ, and I don't know why. Let's go to this NASDAQ chart. Okay, I don't know what's the difference between the NASDAQ charts. But what do you call this one? Also opening down. So let me just go to the daily chart so you guys can see what's happening. Now let's kind of put that where we've been talking about the weekly charts. Oh, let's go back over here because we need to see the 200 weekly moving average. I don't want to say history is repeating itself, but the last few times, again, we've dropped down below this 200 weekly moving average. It just seems to have not been a very good time, right? Here we had a bad move. .com bubble, we obviously had a very bad move. I'm still trying to debate with myself if we're going to have this type of market crash during this cycle, or if it's going to be something more fast and furious. I guess I'm gearing more towards this one right now personally, and that's just because I feel like eventually we're going to stop raising interest rates. We're going to stop eventually. And Jerome Powell is not going to go like past 5, 6, 7, 8% interest rates. I don't think he's going to do that. Excuse me. However, you know, I think he may stop. That may give us a little bit of a short-term bump, something like this, or maybe something like this. And then we start to have really bad earnings coming out, businesses losing a lot of valuation or just losing a lot of capital, right? Going down. And then you see people buy into them around here, around here, around here, around here. And then eventually we'll find our way out of this and we'll start trudging back up, you know, to another bull market. But, you know, it feels like we're not just going to have one final drop. We may just kind of gradually, or we might just continue to come down until the earnings season is over by Q1, Q2. And then around that time is where I'd probably really want to start buying up a lot of assets with a little bit more capital behind my back here. But we're still following that pattern, guys, and that's not a good pattern to be to be following, I guess you would say, right? But let's hope for the best. You can see Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not falling off of a rocket open. You know, it fell down a little bit, but NASDAQ, you know, everything else still catching up for the day. Let's go to the 1 minute chart here. New 2022 lows for all asset classes for the most part, except for Bitcoin here. So still falling down. This NASDAQ chart, I don't know what's going on with it. We can go to SPY here. SPY still going down. 1 minute chart, go. There we go. Yeah. So we're still moving down, guys. We're not moving up. So this is definitely not the news we want to see. I mean, guys, to be frank, you know, Bitcoin's holding up fairly well, guys. I know it dropped down a little bit today. Like it's down like 4.5% so far. But relative to the rest of the market, it's not falling down as much, probably because it's already fallen down much more. But, you know, you're seeing an okay move as far as Bitcoin's concerned. And hey, Fat Butter, welcome back. Hey, Baby Fish, 88 broke below June lows. Oh, we were actually just looking at that a few days ago because it was so much worse than everything else. Like, let me go over here very fast. Weekly chart. There we go. Because we were talking about how it broke down below the Fibonacci levels over here a few days ago, and that wasn't a good sign, just like it wasn't over here. That weakness showed up. Next time we come down below it, that's usually where it strikes. But we don't really have a solid support level until we get back down to like 30 cents or so. That's not good at all for ADA. ADA is really showing some weakness where a lot of other coins like Doge isn't falling down below the lows. You know, Doge has been fine. Ethereum been fine. Matic been very fine. Elon actually doing fine. Yeah, XRP fine. Bitcoin Cash fine. Engine Coin close but fine. Litecoin. Oh, look at this. Look at this, guys. Let me see if I can find this right here for you. Look at all that red. That was the S&P map right there. That was brutal, guys. Absolutely brutal. There we go. Let me see over here, guys, very fast. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we are. Yeah, but this is the 5-minute chart, everybody. Oh, I need the wrong Bitcoin chart, but GameStop is even down too. All the short squeeze candidates, they're all down. Neo's down 4.5%. Whoa. Neo was down at 1.7%. Yeah, it was a Workhorse is down. Yeah. And some of those companies that were really doing really great last year as well, they're also down a lot. I don't know if you guys like Taiwanese semiconductor company, TSM, but this used to be the company. And it's, you know, it was at like $146 or so. It's all the way down to $62 now. So a lot of these companies are really just not having a good time. Let's just leave it at that. Man, look at that. It should find support though pretty soon. I would love to see it bounce off of this one pretty soon. Up on the monthly chart, almost looks like a double top or a rectangle, I guess, reversal. Oh, wow. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. All right. So I was looking at something that was happening on CNBC at the same time here. There we go. Let's go back to the 15. There we go. And so just so you guys know, we're currently about depending on what chart you guys are using, about 4% off of the 2022 lows. So if we have one more bad day, like whether it's tomorrow's day candle or today's day candle, we are going to have a new 2022 lows, and then I'll probably result in some type of dump, which normally happens when we find new lows for the year. And hey, Zachar, that shops at Ralph's and not organic. I don't know what Ralph's is, but we have Safeways, I guess. Safeways. Albertsons. Milk. A gallon of milk costs about $5.79 if you want Lucerne brand. They might have cheaper ones though. Yeah, value corner milk. So value milk is $5 a gallon. I don't know. I never even heard of value milk. What is value? It's probably just milk, just repackaged or something like that. Like it's probably the same milk people drink anyway. Yeah, but see, like I'm used to getting something like this, Horizon Organic and stuff like that. It's like $6.49 for a half a gallon. The milk I have in my fridge right now is, I do not know. I have almond milk. I have a gallon of almond milk in my fridge, and I have like a half gallon of lactose-free milk because I'm lactose intolerant. Which is hence why you have the almond milk in there as well. And I have orange juice because who doesn't like orange juice, right? Let's see. I mean, guys, Bitcoin's doing fine right now. I mean, we're not in a good spot, of course, but at least we're staying pretty stagnant. The NASDAQ and everything kind of slowing down after that rocky start in the morning here. We may have an opportunity throughout the day to kind of build back some gains here or like move up a little bit, but it's going to be anybody's guess at this point. Oh, excuse me, guys. My nose is getting really stuffy here. And hey, Stefan, can we please talk about the market in crypto, USTC? What is USTC? Oh, okay. I don't know why. I always call it UST. Terra Classic. This is a YOLO play. If you guys ever want to get into this, it's like gambling. It can be fun. It can be fine. You can put money into it. You can make money off it. You could lose money off of it too. but this is something that's very, very high risk. So you guys want to be very, very careful. It doesn't always follow technicals the way you want it to. It does have a really hefty market cap here. People have been pumping it up quite a bit. If you guys look at the charts here, let's just go to the last 3 months. You can see we had a pump and dump a few months ago, back in September, a couple months ago, I guess. Now we're having another pump, and we're going to see if we actually dump back down, or if we find a way to go even higher this time around. So it looks like it could be pretty fun if you guys want to play around with it, but just be careful with it, guys. It doesn't really respond to as many technicals as you might want it to be, but there's a huge fandom out there right now trying to push this thing left and right, get it reestablished on exchanges and stuff like that, so they can pump it up even more. Make sure if you do want to get into this, you just buy and hold and you have fun with it. This is going to be a really high stakes position because this is a stable coin that used to be at $1, and now it's like a shell of its former self. It's crashed and burned. It still has embers on it. It's still on fire, right? It's just, people have been getting very, very excited. People are coming around like, ooh, look at that fire. It looks pretty interesting. I wonder if I can burn myself touching it, right? So be very, very careful if you're going to be doing Terra Classic. It's a very, very risky asset to be buying right now. So here. And hey, Alexander, perfect excuse for dieting, eating less. Yeah, for real. I mean, I'm dieting right now, and you know what I'm doing? I have a cup of mashed potatoes for lunch, and I have 1 chicken breast, and then I have a cup of a green, usually broccoli, but sometimes I have berries because I'm a big fan of raspberries. Raspberries are my favorite berry, and they used to be one of my least favorite berries, but raspberries are amazing, amazing. But they're also like really expensive, and I cannot, like, way too expensive for berries, but I pay for them nonetheless. Let's see right here. An AK card. I just looked up the price. Oh, let me move something right here. Is that fine? Output, that's fine. Okay, perfect. Sorry, making sure I'm not looking at something else. Oh, Dish Network is down 5.5% right now too. I just looked at the price of 2-bedroom apartments in Boston, and which is about 50 miles from the Cape where I lie on. The Cape prices is $3,500 a month for 2 bedrooms. Yep, it's getting bad, guys. It's getting really, really bad. And a Red Mist Triple Q is down 3%. Yes, sir. Chug, chug, chug. There we go. Let's see. What's right here? Ralph has like a poor Kroger's. We don't even have Kroger's here. And hey, Blake, hope you're doing well. We have a couple of Ralphs in Olympia. Oh, really? So I don't live in Olympia, but I've been to Olympia before. I have to see what one of these Ralphs looks like then. All milk and flour is like $4. True Value Walmart brand. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm lactose intolerant too. I swear it's a black thing. I've known a lot of people that aren't black that have lactose intolerant, but I do know a lot more people that are black that have lactose intolerance. It's just like we weren't meant to be drinking milk. I don't know what that means, but like I get goat milk is fine. I drink a lot of almond milk and oat milk, you know, but it's not the same as regular milk. I like oat milk. So I'm a big latte guy, as you guys know. I like to froth the milk, and lactose-free milk or just regular milk in general froths up a lot better than oat milk. It froths up a lot better than almond milk. If you guys ever go to Starbucks or a coffee place and ask for almond milk or oat milk, the taste is totally different than what you might expect from regular milk when you're ordering a latte in downtown Seattle. Hey, Bideford, happy to see you back here now that you made it back to your office. Gas is, oh, gas. Yeah, guys, gas is horrible up here. It really just spiked out of nowhere. Yeah, Stefan, if you want to have fun with it, go for it. I'm not telling people to not invest in USTC. It's a very, very risky coin. And the last time it pumped, it dumped. So it has that history right now of being a very volatile coin. A lot of people are hoping to make a lot of money in a short amount of time. So if you want to day trade it or swing trade it, you definitely go for it. Even if you just want to hold it for a long term, go for it. I'm just warning people that it's a very high risk coin out there. But yeah, you could still trade it for sure. And an easy 4,000 or 4,009. I'll have to try it. I've never had coconut milk, I don't think. I mean, I might have. I don't know, maybe with cooking, I think. It's a little bit thicker. I don't know, but I definitely want to try that out now. And hey, Mirth, happy to see you back, man. Kroger's is Fred Meyer. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I just know Fred Meyer. I don't think we have a Kroger's up here, but there might be some down south, I guess. But yeah, I know Fred Meyer. There's a Fred Meyer like maybe 20 minutes from where I live, and there's probably another Fred Meyer like another 20 minutes from where I live, depending on if I want to go north or south. Yeah, I know what you're talking about here. N.A. Bideford, Michael, raspberries are my favorite as well. British side of me, check out Golo to help you lose weight. I have several agents who have used it and very happy with their weight loss. Oh, I'll definitely try that then. I'd be happy to learn that. Animal and plant milk are not the same. Oh, definitely, exactly. But I like the taste of animal milk, but animal milk hurts my stomach. Oh, guys, sorry, my nose is definitely not being good. Oh, you okay, Loki? Loki ran up to me like he was napping, and then he heard me yell or something. He's like, "Hey, what's going on over there?" There you go, boy. There you go. There you go. All right, guys. But we're seeing Bitcoin rise up a little bit, so we're not seeing anything too crazy now. We've had our initial dump. If we're lucky, we'll see Bitcoin manage to, get back up to at least the 18,500 levels over the next few hours. The NASDAQ is going steady. If we kind of go along this pace, we might actually, have an opportunity to bounce back up just a little bit. But make no mistake, guys, the CPI data this today was very, very bad. Excuse me, guys. We do see a pretty large drop in the NASDAQ. Going back over to the weekly chart here, you can see we're still following that history, which kind of sucks because that means we're going down, honestly. SPY going down, breaking down below its 200 weekly moving average again, but this is more common for it, right? COVID, it crashed down below it. 2018, we broke down below it. We didn't close, but we broke down below it. Over here, broke down below it. Over here, broke down below it before the 2008 financial crisis. So, it's a pretty common thing for SPY. And then on top of that, you look at some of these other assets that we've been watching, guys. Let's go. Philip Morris down about 1.5% today. Look at that weekly chart. LHX weekly chart. Oh, that's actually not doing too bad, but this is military. We're sending a whole bunch of stuff to Ukraine, right? Apple breaking down here. I really want to see Apple go down to like $100, honestly, but I don't know if it will. Microsoft, Microsoft's not having a good week at all. Oosh. Yeah, broke down below support. That's why. Netflix getting rejected. Maybe looking for a double top here today on the weekly chart, leading us back down for next week. Tesla not having a good day. I told you guys Tesla was going to make its way back down to support, and here we are. Took a few days, of course, but we made it. So if you guys want to buy Tesla support, now's your opportunity. 220 strike price calls. Buy them today, sell them tomorrow. Next Friday expiration, something like that. Make a quick buck off of those if you want to. Trade with some caution though, right? We're just hovering around support. If the market decides to just crash and burn off of this tonight, later on today, that would be bad. So I have a stop loss maybe around $205 or around $208 right now. If you guys want to take that play. Amazon, some of these other plays out here. Let's go to weekly chart. Amazon was doing a little bit better because it had that second Prime Day thing to kind of snatch up a lot of money before Black Friday. But you can see it's actually down about 5% today. I should just go to the daily chart here, right? So Amazon's not looking too good as well. It might come all the way back down here towards $100. I'm buying Amazon under $100 seems like really nice. But if you kind of go back to the chart, if things get really bad for the market, you might be able to buy Amazon for like $80, which is kind of nice, right? Eventually it might go all the way back up to 180, and that'd be a really good turnaround and a really good investment there. MU, right? Broke down below those lows a while ago. Nvidia still coming down a lot. Nvidia broke down below the 200 weekly moving average, and it's just never been the same since. It's been a while since we've been below those 200 weekly moving averages, guys. AMD down. Facebook. Facebook's at support. We might actually find support today for a rally next week or later on this week if we can just manage to hold these support levels here. Like there are some big platforms heading for supports here. I wonder if that gives the indexes a chance. Well, here's one of the things. It either means we have a short-term bounce and then we continue falling down going into next week or over the next few days, or it means we have an opportunity to bounce and have a little bit of a rally leading into the end of this week and going into next week, which could be very, very interesting. Because if you guys look at these weekly charts, I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative weeks in a row for Meta. AMD, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative weeks. Nvidia, we talked about that one, a few bad weeks. Avgo, 1 green week here, but mostly bad. Home Depot, more stagnant. I guess Hurricane. Lowe's more stagnant. Much better, actually. Intel. Intel is just something, I don't know what to do with this. Look at this. This thing is just falling off of a rock, and you might buy it, but at this point, you might buy it under $20 if things don't pick up really soon. So, you know, MasterCard down, Visa down, Macy's down, ZOM is up. My PXD, my Pioneer, they're down, I guess, what, 0.2%, so not much. So my oil plays aren't as down as much as I thought, actually. So my oil stocks are doing okay. ConocoPhillips still doing okay. Oxy still doing okay. Devon Energy still doing okay. Yeah, that's it. PNC still doing okay. Yeah. All right. Google, on the other hand, is only down about 2.5%, so not as bad as some of the other ones. But we got earnings coming up for a lot of these. And guess what, guys? What concerns me about everything going forward, everybody, is more that you guys see all these charts, right? Let me get on this. Double click. There we go. That took too long. We're getting closer to having all these death crosses on the weekly charts for all these larger assets. So Google, look at this. We're about to have a death cross sometime in December, I would assume, or maybe January, where the 20-week moving average is going to cross below the 200. Last time that happened, financial crisis, right? And then the time before that, we don't really have any data on it. But you go over here to, I don't know, Amazon. A lot of these companies have been, you know, split, of course, so it looks a little bit different. We just had one here with Amazon a few weeks ago. We're about to have it with the 50 here pretty soon. Last time that happened was a financial crisis. Oh, that was a weird one. That was a really different dip. I love looking at stocks because they're so much different than everything else, you know, compared to crypto. But death cross right here, bad sign, bad sign. Over here, you can imagine the bad sign if you just imagine that yellow line creeping back over here. Bad sign, bad signs. So poor Intel, though. Intel's a tragedy. I don't know what's causing them to crash so much. But look at that. Both have already happened. And I feel like what's happening with Intel is just like what's about to happen with a lot of other asset classes. And whenever we find that bottom, like I'm going to be buying here, 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 here as we come back down. But it's going to be mostly dollar cost averaging at this point. And food is less at Kroger's too. Oh, that's kind of nice to see. Yeah, no worries, Stefan. Let me know if you make some good money off of UST. I own USTC. I call it UST though. I don't know why. I feel like that was the name a while ago. But I just hold it. I just want to see where it goes. But it's like a $50 YOLO play. I think it's up like a few 100% right now. But I bought it like a long time ago when it first crashed. And I told you guys, just buy and hold if you guys want to have fun with it. That's still my philosophy for USTC or whatever it's called. I just want to buy and hold. Although with this current market, I don't know what the heck's going to go on with it, right? But yeah, Intel is just lower PC consumption and demand. It's just wrecking that stock here left and right. Thoughts on Zen? See, and hey, Mooter Hill, as far as Voyager, there was a bidding war to take over the company, I think, or the assets of the company in FTX 1. We're still waiting to see how FTX is going to handle owning all of those assets and how much money people are going to get back for those assets. But right now, we don't know much more information than that. Here's Zendesk. I don't know if you're talking about Zendesk or another company. Zendesk is probably not what you're talking about because it's been very, very flat on the weekly charts. Yeah, this is definitely probably not what you're looking at. Let me go to Zen very fast on the crypto side of things. Let's go here. Whoa, so this thing actually hit new 2022 lows. That's not a good sign on this one right now at all. So we do have an official breakdown here. Hopefully by the end of the week, it can actually close above this $12.27 support level. However, you can see this 20-week moving average has been a pretty decent level of resistance for it. Resistance, 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 resistance. It's been hitting us pretty hard. So if it's able to break out above that, that could be a really nice rally leading into the end of the year. That really depends on Bitcoin, of course. But what I'll say right now is if this thing continues to fall, that big support level really isn't until about $8.26, which means this thing could also fall down another 25%, 26%, which could be really, really bad. So be careful with it. You might find some type of support maybe a little bit sooner than that, right around here, around that $11.21 range. That could be okay, but for now, I'd be pretty cautious about buying into this. This thing has already hit new lows. it usually means it's going to dump even harder down the road. So just be careful with it, okay? And it reminds me a little bit of what we've been watching with ADA. ADA also hit new lows this year, right there. And you can see it has that next level of support a little bit closer than Zen does, but still in a precarious spot where the low part of that support right now is really closer to like 30 cents or so, which is like a drop of about 15-20% or so. So that's not what you want to be seeing right there. See. And hey, Ruben, let me move over here very fast so I was getting Bitcoin very fast. What's up, Mike? That's what you've been saying for a while now, and boom, it happening now. Well, yeah, like I try to forecast this stuff out to you in a way that's kind of like you guys can understand. But I even thought, well, I was actually wrong in a little bit as far as inflation. I thought it might be a little bit lower. I thought inflation would be going down, but just be kind of more harder than expected, if that makes sense. But it was so much harder than expected. It kind of blew me away even still. But yeah, as far as what the charts are doing, yeah, that's all following my plan. But as far as inflation, I got that one wrong. I have to admit that one. But yeah, charts are how I make money, so I have to know how the charts work, right? But definitely not the good morning here. They're looking at Kroger and Albertsons actually on CNBC as we talk about it now. It was Kroger and Albertsons on there, but now it's something else like Domino's Pizza or something like that. But yeah, I'm glad the technicals work. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to have a living as a trader, right? But yeah, we'll see how it goes, everybody. All right, but okay, buddy, I'm going to call it a night or call it a day for now. I'm really, really tired. I didn't get much sleep last night, and my nose, for some reason, is just like so stuffed just from talking with you guys, which drives me nuts. So I might see you guys later on tonight. What I'm basically about to go do is just go make some breakfast, go upstairs, cook some sausage and eggs, and get Loki some kibble for breakfast as well as to let him use the bathroom. I tried to let him use the bathroom this morning, but it was too dark and he was scared. So I didn't feel like walking outside in the freezing cold. So I'm going to go let him out right now. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Thank you guys very much for watching the stream. The market's still trying to move up a little bit like we talked about here. So it's making slow progress. This is a minute chart, so it's making progress here. But be careful. It's a slow grind right now, and the technicals still say we should be going down, okay? Let's see. All right, and I buy it for the, I'll try to do that later on. I can probably just like drop it down just a little bit right here. So that's what you guys looking at. Oh, that's not how it works. I'll figure it out. But yeah, buy it for the,